Many colleagues in the course of this debate have said that they will always remember where they were at the time when the news broke about Her late Majesty's death. But I certainly will. I was stood by a football pitch watching the under-6s in Nottinghamshire, and I'd been let off the day for the Tour of Britain passing through my constituency. And as the deluge cleared, and it was a deluge, and the news of Her Majesty's passing rippled around, the parents stood on the side of the pitch. As my honourable friend from Hartlepool said, a rainbow appeared in the sky. And it really was an incredible moment as that emotion rippled around those parents who were assembled there, just as I subsequently watched it ripple around this chamber on the television. I'm not sure what more I can really say, Mr. Speaker, coming right at the end of 2 days of tributes to Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and with so many wonderful contributions, particularly from those senior colleagues and privy councillors who might claim to have known her and spent time with her, and having heard those personal stories and anecdotes that spoke to her charm, her character, to her humour, and of course from the Right Honourable Member for Maidenhead, her firm commitment to the 3-second rule. Despite the fact that so much has been said already, Mr. Speaker, I felt duty-bound to speak on behalf of my constituents in Mansfield and to lay a floral tribute at the Palace on their behalf. And of course, in my role at Nottinghamshire County Council, I also have a civic role in a number of events this week. There are many, and I think, Mr. Speaker, that these events, the proclamation tomorrow, memorial events throughout the week and next weekend, are an important chance for the public who are mourning her loss as if it were part of their own family, to do what we're doing now, to come together, to share stories and memories, and to be part of this transition from one era to the next. We've been lucky enough to host Her Majesty in Mansfield, though admittedly in the 1970s, so I must admit I didn't quite manage to get there myself. But the town still celebrates and remembers when she came to open Mansfield Library all those years ago. She opened the Queen's Medical Centre, of course, and I think made at least 6 visits to Nottingham too throughout her reign, most recently for the Diamond Jubilee. And everyone who saw her on those visits and who met her will remember the occasion among their most treasured memories. In many ways, the one constant in our lives through so much change and chaos, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth has played a huge role in all of our lives. I personally have been struck by her love for her family, not least the way she wrapped her arms around her grandchildren in 1997 after the death of Princess Diana, and how she shouldered that grief and those burdens whilst protecting them, even in what was perhaps the most difficult time for our monarchy during her reign. And Mr. Speaker, the end of one era is also the start of another, and King Charles III now shoulders that responsibility. My heart goes out to him and his family as they seek to provide stability and continuity, whilst also dealing with their private grief in the eye of so much public interest. I hope that the heartfelt sadness and outpouring of affection from the public here and around the globe gives him heart and gives him strength. I was lucky enough to meet the King, then the Prince of Wales, earlier this year, and we discussed some of his charity work, how good housing can help to tackle inequalities. And he was warm, energetic, and incredibly knowledgeable, just as we've heard in our recollections of the Queen. I know and trust that he will continue with the same sense of duty and public service that he's learned from Her late Majesty over so many years. I hope that she's reunited with Philip and that she may rest in peace. God save the King. Yeah.